real quick. We were wrong to sacrifice for PulseX and PulseChain. Now the price has fallen. We would receive much more. Wrong is an interesting word here. I talked about this yesterday. I had a stream called Is Richard Hart Wrong? Where I talked about a lot of the different greatest hits and different ideals and different cases for and against and stuff. And you bring up a good point, because looking at it, I don't hear anyone saying, "Oh, I wish I would have sat more." People say it all the time. "Oh, I wish I would have sat more for PulseChain. I wish I would," Nobody said they wish they would have sat more for PulseX, because I think it's what everyone else's other money went into after they were so convinced that after seeing PulseChain, they were so impressed they put a lot more money into PulseX, or maybe they just had more at the time. They were more convinced, whatever it was. But nobody's saying that anymore. Why is that? Because price went down. And, I imagine a lot of people sold it, took profit, did things before price went down, 50%, 90%, respectively. But so the case for, again, I talked about this more in depth in the previous stream, but the case for having a large SAC for both of those is to get more people in, committed, skin in the game, building, interested, promotion, all that stuff. Great for the group, maybe not so great for the individual, again, unless you took your 2.5x or whatever you got with PulseChain, or held your SAC value with PulseX and got out at that point, and then maybe you're buying lower right now. Most people obviously didn't do that. So looking back in hindsight, it looks like, oh, why would I sacrifice it? It dumped so much and I just held it. So I think one way to look at this is, so two things on that. One, yes, you're down on paper right now. Maybe you are. I'm not saying you are, but imagine people who are thinking this, maybe they've been holding the entire time. Maybe they didn't sell anything. And it's down on paper, right? But what if it goes up? What if it goes to SAC price? What if it goes past SAC price? What if it's 10,000x? All that stuff. You are in. And we could talk about, how the coins the sacrifice were worth way much more money before, and how, you were saved by maybe making other investments that wouldn't have worked out as well, or all that stuff. That's a whole other case too. But I just want to say that one is, you haven't sold, it's not technically a loss, which I don't say that in a coping way. I say that in a way that means this ecosystem playing long-term games, long-term people. So this is not I sacked, it goes up 10x, 100x, whatever, I'm out. Like, if everyone's thinking that, why would it happen? Which we see what happened. And then the other one is, would you still be around, you or anyone else, again, speaking generally, would you or anyone else still be around? Would you still be exposed? Would you still be interested? Would you have sacked for other projects that you think will do well, or are going to do well, or have yet to launch yet, or have already launched and have done well? Would you have learned? Would you have been exposed? Would you have been watching streams? Would you have learned? Would you be the person you are today, assuming you've been paying attention and learned and are happy with everything, assuming you're happy with everything else other than the price right now? Would that have happened had you not sacrificed with PulseChain and PulseX? So that's just a couple points. There's 2 or 3 points in there. Take them for what you will. Prices are not up right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to last forever. And I think there's some auxiliary benefits that come with the sacrifice phase as well. So I'll say that. Hopefully that makes sense.